Welcome back. We went down this, well, I hesitate to call it an elevator, it's more like a hole in the ground, and came out in this cave. This looks like your standard run-of-the-mill pneumatic transport. This particular model only descends, however, and it's not a pleasant ride. This is one end of what appears to be a large cavern. The only way to go is to the left. This stalagmite has obviously been broken loose previously and set back in place. The being responsible, most likely your Coronian counterpart, tried to fool everyone else by using some sticky gunk to hold it together. Like that would actually fool anyone. The stalagmite itself has no smell, however something adhering to the stalagmite does seem to generate a maggot-gagging aroma. Skillfully maneuvering your tongue along the stalagmite removes the surface coating of grit and, in turn, transforms your taste buds into the organic equivalent of double-aught sandpaper. You almost wish you had a table or breadboard to sand. Let's see if we can get that piece of stalagmite. You flex those incredible muscles you wish you had, but you're barely able to snap loose the previously fractured stalagmite tip. Looks like they used part of the plant. Having an adequate personal collection of natural Coronian adhesive, you choose to leave this sticky gunk where it is. Yes, we already have some. Not actually sure if you can pick it up here if you don't. Would be nice if you could, because we're gonna need it. This is the lower pathway. This is the upper pathway. Gee, why does that not surprise me? This is another large chamber in the underground complex. Paths run along the top and bottom edges. The grate is made of metal and seems to be fastened securely to the floor. It is too dark to see down through the grate. However, an odd smell emanates from the depths of the pit. Really? It smells great. Hands up anyone who didn't see that pun coming. Nobody? Gee, I thought so. Doesn't taste great, however. Oh well. Let's see. Ooh! Ah! Help! It's a great monster. I bet he's lonely and just wants to be your friend. I bet he's gonna eat me. No, it still smells great. I was hoping the monster would have a different smell, but it doesn't. Well, we need to get find some way to keep those tentacles otherwise occupied while we slip by. And the way to do that is to use the sticky plant. There we go. It's a great monster. At the moment, he's stuck on something. Fortunately, not you. Which allows us to move on to the next chamber. This is a pulsating steam geyser. It's an odd closed door with no apparent mechanism for opening it. Some stuff behind the door, but we'll look at that once we actually get through it. You're unable to open the door by hand. Let's just save here. I wouldn't be touching that directly, it's hot. Can we smell it? You get a whiff of sulfur in the steam-heated air. Yes, a good steam cleaning might seem in order right now, considering all the things you've dragged it over lately. It's the facial peel that is of concern. Quite. Well, there isn't any mechanism for opening the door, but that steam vent may have something to do with it, and this stalagmite piece we broke off seems like it would be a great fit for that steam vent, so let's try that. And it worked! You gaze intently at the greenish pool of liquid, the first real sign of moisture on the planet. The pool seems to have no bottom. The gentle dripping has a soothing effect on your frazzled nerves. A small plume of mist rises as each drop hits the pool's surface. And this is something you do not want to mess with. Let's try touching it. I like that. Well, Scott, it looks like Verger's done it again. It sure does, Mark. Let's run that again with the aid of our new How He Blew It cam and chalkboard. I have to say that carefully, Mark. Every time we mention something with a trademark or copyright, the lawyers do something. Stupid fast tech boxes. Instant replay! Now this is where Roger makes the fatal move. And we can all see the result of that mistake. I don't know about you, Scott. Personally, I'd like to know exactly what I'm messing with before I actually mess with it. I guess you'll know better next time. Ouch. I love the music for that, by the way. One of the most funny death scenes in any Space Quest game. Sure, you've died a few deaths before, but this one really burns you. Planets are depending on you. Seeing you do stuff like this is definitely making them nervous. Definitely, yeah. Also, I'd like to point out that I have no idea what the two guys from Andromeda actually sound like, because despite appearances, they are actually the designers of the game, Scott Murphy and Mark Crow, just because they originally posed for the box of Space Quest wearing fake pig noses and some weird hairdos and sunglasses. So they would look aliens, and they called themselves the two guys from Andromeda. I don't know what they sound like, so if my impression is not spot on, then, well, I apologize. Well, touching it wasn't a great idea. How about smelling it? You lean over the pool to get a good solid whiff, and whoa! Talk about clean sinuses. Oops. That's right, you have no head. That darn pool must be filled with acid. You obviously can't go on living that way. Why are acids always this aggressive in fiction? In real life, you wouldn't die just from sniffing an acid. No. Let's lick it, drink it, or whatever. You lean over to drink from the tempting pool of liquid. As your lips touch the fluid, you feel a pain which could be likened to kissing a lit rocket nozzle. Now you know what they mean when they say, don't drink the water. Or the acid, in this case. Yes, it's the same death sequence. That's right, you have no head. We already read that message. Okay, let's try not messing with the pool of water, or acid, or whatever it is. Let's see what dangers await us on this side. You're in the leftmost room of this cavern. Standing sentinel at the juncture of the lower and upper pathways are two odd-looking units, obviously placed there on purpose. Something is being emitted by the devices. I wonder what's behind this, because it really looks like somebody didn't want people to just go through this cave unhindered. So there must be something important at the other end. Hopefully people who can help us get out of here. So we can at least tell people about the Sarians, or maybe even try and stop them ourselves. The beams seem to form some form of electronic barrier across the path. Something tells me that's a dangerous thing. It's a good way to get a nose job. To get that nose job you've often considered. You're quite attached to your tongue and would like to keep it that way. I don't understand why here it doesn't let us do the obviously stupid thing, but in the acid pool it does. I'm gonna save again. And I'm sure that these things are completely harmless, so let's just walk through them. Oops! Well, Scott, it looks like Roger has done it yet another time. It sure seems that way. For those who might have missed that last move by Roger, or if, like me, you just want to get another look at it, let's roll it again. Instant replay! Play. You've got to give some high marks for truly fine execution. We'll have to give it a strong 9.8. You find quite a number of forms to transform yourself into. This is the first time you've been wafer style. Yes, these are actually the only two devs in the entire game that have this Scott and Mark comment on its structure. And I wanted to show them because they are my favorite devs of the game. I'm not going to show each and every death. There are already videos on YouTube showing every possible death in the Space Quest games and most other Sierra games. I'll still do the really amusing ones, like the don't press this button one and these ones, but not all of them. Alright, we'll continue in the next video.